Has traveled to 35 festivals. We got 11 in International Award, 1 National Award. Cinema using as a tool for social change, especially Dr. Kalam. He really was all for it. Mr. Bachchan also praised about like anything for the film. In US, in Poland, in London, we got a lot of audience choice awards. I've really loved Om Shanti Om. I've really loved Shahrukh in Om Shanti Om. Bring the superhero name into the film. So that's I'm Kalam.
Well, we have with us Nila, Madhab, Panda, the director of the much acclaimed I Am Kalam. Pleasure having you on Bollywood Hangama first of all.
Thank you.
ये कौन है जिसे सब कम्मागनी कर रहे हैं? कैसे किंग नहीं, कैसे कलाम? कलाम!
A huge number of awards you've received finally, and how does it feel that before even the official release in India, the film has been doing very well in the festival circuit?
It's quite a good feeling because our idea is not about anything, but my idea was to tell a nice story, a beautiful story for the people, Because of the content, because of the good story, it has probably attracted all these festivals, and it has traveled to 35 festivals. We got 11 in International Award, 1 National Award, and now it is with Indian audience now today, and hopefully something will happen here also. People might like it,
The buzz has been very positive. You've been getting support from all quarters. Mr. Bachchan has praised it very much, and I believe you showed it to Mr. Abul Kalam on 29 July. So both experiences, how have they been?
They were fantastic because they also realized that cinema, the way I did the film also, it is basically cinema using as a tool for social change, for social development. And these are people who has been icon for the country, as part of the real India's development, and especially Dr. Kalam. He really was all for it, He praised a lot about the film, that this should be a movement, It's not just a film, this should be a movement. It should carry on further, More cinemas should come like this, And Mr. Bachchan also praised about like anything for the film,
Did you meet Mr. Bachchan?
Well, no, the child, my child actor went and met Dr. Bachchan. Yeah.
You'd like to meet Mr. Bachchan?
Yeah, definitely. I first would like to show him the film. Without looking at the film, my face is nothing. So you'd realize what we have made. I would love to show him the film.
I am fan Amitabh Bachchan. आग लगा दूं थारे सारे किताबों अब पढ़ कलाम को लपटन का सलाम.
Why the title I Am Kalam?
Since the story is quite a dark story, it's about child labor, child not going to school, poverty, class system and all that. I wanted to make the film like a real fable, like a fairy tale. When you make a fairy tale, you have different fantasizing characters, which makes the film more beautiful, more laughable, more entertaining. And I wanted a superhero character. I said, who could be a superhero for this kid, who is not going to school, who is still child labor, and how would he idealize? So then the first figure comes, the great living legend in this country is our former president, Dr. Kalam. So he's kind of a superhero in the film as a metaphor, and this child idolized him. He tried all this effort and everything and go to school. So then I said, it suits rather than anything else, bring the superhero name into the film. So that's I'm Kalam.
Now this year we've had, I think, a few films which have been on children as well as on child labor, like Stanley Ka Dabba has been there. In Chiller Party, the idea of child labor was highlighted in that. Do you feel somewhere in a country of, I think, over 1 billion of people, and children somewhere, there's still, there's a lot of poverty, and the child labor is, it's very rampant in India?
Well, that's what we are trying to show. It also starts with our history, This is a country also ruled by the colonials. And when you had these rules, it's been over 6 decades of our independence. But still, that notion of exploitation doesn't go. Once you have money, the richer will exploit poor, poor will exploit the poorer. And so is, what we're trying to show as in subtext in the film is the metaphor of the class system. So Rajasthan was a great place to discover that, because Rajasthan, lives in two sadhya, the old century and the 21st century. That's why I showed the class system also. But nevertheless, this is an attitude what we have. It's not more about poverty. We being the youngest nation, probably the biggest force you have in our country is the youth, these children. And they're the future of this country. Unless you bring them a basic little education, basic healthcare, nothing will change in this country. And this film shows that clearly, what these children, what force they are, The best way, even in as in commercially, if you want to see, because you have a huge population, 30 to 40% population is children and youth. If you want to tap that market, it's a huge market for. That's why these good cinema, because they were good cinema like Chiller Party, Stanley Ka Dabba came, and that worked like anything. And hopefully that same would happen with I Am Kalam. More such cinema should come, because also one interesting point, if you have seen with both Stanley Ka Dabba and Chiller Party, these are cinemas not only for children, the way we used to do children's cinema. These are cinemas from children to adult to old age, everyone. 5 to 100, every age group can see the film and enjoy it.
When you see the promos, there's a tinge of humor as well when he says that, where are you from, and he says chili and mirchi and all.
Thank you. You from? Chile. Chile, Mirchi. Good morning.
Morning. You need to say good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Besan Gutta. Merci.
Yes, that's French. That means shukriya.
Shukriya.
Element of humor somewhere is there as well. So that is something you'll say that it's a film with a social message. At the same time, it is entertaining as well.
It is absolutely entertaining, because when you see Kalam, I Am Kalam is there are lots of in the first half, and the surprising part is not only here but in US, in Poland, in London, we got a lot of audience choice award, because first half is people are giggling and everyone, and that's the best part. I said in the film that I'm giving you a serious story, but I'm making you laugh. At the same time, there's a beautiful layers of music, which is absolutely unique, stunning. There's a jamming track, where the American banjo, Rajasthani music, and the classical drums comes and jam there. There is a nice item number, you can say, which is a tribal dance, which is part of the story. It's not like an item number what the way we do. But if you say commercially that, there is an item number, there is a lovely climax, there is a villain, there is a hero, everything is there. There is a superstar, superhero in the film.
One thing which is common in both Chiller Party as well as Stanley Ka Dabba has been that these are films made at a very, very modest budget, and somewhere they have been commercially lucrative as well. Talking about I Am Kalam, if you have to tell us something about the commercials of the film, what was the budget like, and are you confident of the fact that you'll be able to recover? Because I think today you have a fantastic avenue in satellite rights, because it can cover almost everything. Considering children are a huge market.
It is a huge market, but apart from that, like I said, I wanted to do it like a real independent film. That's how Smile Foundation came in, and Smile Foundation works in children education and healthcare issues. So when we were discussing that, they said we wanted to do a small film. I said, why don't you make rather, for them it's big, a low budget Hindi film that would recover the money also, so that the money will go back to children again. And that's what happened. They agreed, and we started doing the film. And they're always scared, but I was confident, because I said that if I tell a good story, end of the day, people come to see good stories. If there is emotion, there is conflict, people would come and see. So we started that. This is just a budget about 2.2, something like 2 crores, 20 lakhs or something like that we spend, with all the cost inside everything, The best part happened is when we started traveling to the festivals, we started recovering the money. So literally to say, in 1.5 years from the international
Recovering
market,
in what sense?
international sales, we have already sold in 20 countries. Countries like Poland, Luxembourg, Taiwan, Netherlands, Germany, all countries have bought I Am Kalam. We're releasing in country like Taiwan, 6-7 prints, the country who doesn't understand English, Hindi, anything, So there is a huge recovery from there. Then the sponsors came and support the film. So in a way, we almost, in the verge of recovering our money.
Another satellite rights.
And now satellite, internet, DVD, music, apart from box office, The beautiful thing today is I've been hearing that most of the places, the cinemas are booked, So if that kind of opening happens, then God bless, we'll probably do well in the box office as well.
I was talking to him a short while back, and the fact is that he does not stay in Mumbai. He's basically from Orissa, but he's done a lot of documentaries for Discovery Channel, and he's done many independent films, short films in New York. But he stays in Delhi. He's not in Mumbai. He likes staying in Delhi. So you follow your own path. You don't really want to be a part of the commercial rut, which is the Bollywood industry, or you like Delhi as a place to stay, in fact?
I mean, what is commercial? End of the day, if something sells in the market is commercial. I would say I Am Kalam is also a commercial film, because it is recovering the money, people are liking the film. So, and I would say for cinema, it doesn't matter where you are, for good cinema. I'm part of the Bollywood also because I'm a filmmaker, I'm from this fraternity, and I like the space of Delhi. I like that independent structure, independent way I live, and that's how I have more freedom to tell my stories without any sort of interference, And probably, different artists have different connotations to their life. So I, as an artist, feel more comfortable being in my own space rather than coming and fighting with another space, which is how I love Delhi, so I'm staying there.
Tell us something more about yourself. What have you been doing in terms of your short films, your documentaries? What has been the most satisfying experience for you so far?
Well, I've been a versatile filmmaker in a way. I started working in documentaries. In fact, my first documentary, I've been a cameraman for about 5-6 years in the beginning of my career. So the first documentary, the big one I did was with Barbara Broccoli, James Bond's producer. It's called Stolen Childhood. So I was traveling to many countries to cover all the child labor scenario in different countries. And then there were a lot of documentaries on. So what I do is I also don't go with the regular system of filmmakers, who stays in Delhi, Calcutta or Mumbai, who's like, there are a lot of commissioning work happens from channels, from ministries and all that. I've never gone into that. I always create a project, create a concept, like the way you do a film, you create a concept, then you pitch it to producers, even for small documentaries, small projects, I do that. Then I kind of pitch it to people and get some money, whether it's Discovery or any other channels, whether channels or independent filmmakers. And then I was also doing a lot of TV serials, 2-3 TV serials. But most of my work is the reflection of the society, the contemporary socio-political stories, the contemporary hard issues. I said that my film should always bring some little bit of change to the society. I'm happy with what I have done with Kalam in terms of the storytelling, characterization, everything. I was waiting to get myself matured to come into the silver screen because that takes a long time also. Unless you know yourself, unless you know your story, you can't do that. But largely my documentary experience has given me an immense strength in terms of storytelling. And I would say that's the best way to learn making good cinema, because documentary you make out of nothing and you tell a story. And whether it's cinema, it's probably a little easier because, you kind of have a writer and everything is in paper. But I would say that has given me the immense strength to what I have done in.
When you talk about that you would want to make some kind of social change and contribute to the society in some way or the other, is it fair to assess that you have a socialist bent of mind and you think from that perspective? Because considering you're coming from Orissa and West Bengal, Orissa, we have that educated thinking and those kind of thought patterns come, I think, primarily from that part of the India. Is it a fair assessment?
I won't say that because, end of the day, every cinema is part of the society. If I don't use the term, these are social films or socially relevant film and all that, then it is a commercial film. But what if there is a commercial film like Three Idiots and has a great social element in that? Would you call it a social cinema? You would call it because it's a big film, you will call it a commercial film. So I would rather transform that, all the social issue into mainstream entertainment.
I do feel that Raju Hirani has a socialist bent of mind. Be it the Munna Bhai series or be it Three Idiots, there is a socialist bent of mind as far as Raju Hirani is concerned. And at the same time, he merges it with commercial. Same with Prakash Jha.
Yeah.
Prakash Jha, he's merging the commercial aspects with a certain thought process.
They are actually the great transformer of how to create the social issue into mainstream entertainment. And that's also in a similar way. I would love to do massive scale, bigger film also, but that's my whole idea. And I would look at everything very positively, Even Raju Hirani, for that matter, he looks at things really positively, different aura altogether in terms of cinema. I love his cinemas, So is this, but it is easier to handle, it is easier to sell when you have something you're giving to people and which will connect immediately, I say when you come and see I'm Kalam, it's not that you'll see the film and forget it there, but you're taking really loads of things back home as an value, as an entertainment, as everything, and that's very crucial.
Okay, apart from Raju Irani, who are the influences, like who are the people that you've liked maybe over the years? Satyajit Ray?
Yeah, that's my guru. So I mean, I have loved Satyajit Ray all my life. That's what I learned cinema from him in a way. So Satyajit Ray and all Iranian cinema, Majid to everyone. And of course, I mean, these are the people who has influenced me a lot,
Okay, tell us something about a few of the films that have really inspired you, apart from Satyajit Ray's movies.
Well, Children of Heaven is something which is very close to my heart all my life.
He'll have to travel throughout the entire city on a one-in-a-million adventure.
Striped pajamas.
Dad's a good man. Of course he is.
Then, of course, there are a lot of Indian films which, apart from Ray cinema, even today's filmmakers like the great Anurag Kashyap's film has a lot of intricacies you would see in his films, I'm a person, I'm very optimistic. I said even a nonsense entertaining film also makes me happy because there's some small element which you can pick up as a filmmaker.
Example of that?
Let me speak about a great super hit Bollywood film, Om Shanti Om for that matter. I've really loved Om Shanti Om. I've really loved Shah Rukh in Om Shanti Om. And I would really like to bring that kind of a change, a massive Bollywood film where, you bring such interesting parts of the society. And that's one of the things which I would like to do later, But how you perceive those characters and bring into the real life, and then you do a film and then you make everyone to watch that. It's very interesting.
Okay, and what about the independent cinema movement in India? What do you think of it?
It is, it's like any other country. It's still struggling. It's going to go a long way. Independent cinema is probably get more difficult even because of the studios are rising, which is good also. But I would always say that independent cinema should survive to bring independent stories, bring new cinema. Unless we support independent cinema, you will not have good cinema, good quality cinema survive. That same happen in Hollywood, same happen in European countries. So we somehow need to perceive independent cinema, support independent cinema.
What about the star system that is there in India vis-a-vis the independent cinema?
The star systems will always be there everywhere. There are stars also who get really attracted with small independent cinema and they work. It's not that they're not willing to. But you can't help it. I would say I'm not negative about it because there's loads of money, millions of money, people punch into that, all those studios. So they have to create that value, and which got to happen. Of course, now more than the stars and song-based film, what we used to say, now more is the brand punching happening. The lots of brands come and they put in the things. That's something, also because it's a consumer world. India is the biggest consumerist country, so you can't help it, But some way or the other, we need to see the other side also to make this cinema survive, Otherwise, it's difficult. Bollywood is a great genre. I love all Bollywood cinema, But somehow we need to still pursue, and all those people, I would sincerely request all the stars, big filmmakers, studios also should support some way the independent cinema.
What are your future plans after this?
Well, I'm on my next film now. By October and I should be on floor. That's also kind of a kid-com, through children I'm telling a story. Another very ironic, dark story. So hopefully I'll be able to do well with that, Let's see.
And you've decided for the star cast now?
Nothing yet. We're discussing, with
who are the prospective actors that you have in mind?
Well, let's see, I would love to have, there's a nice father character. I would love to have someone like, I'm talking to three of them. It's like Ajay Devgan, Anil Kapoor and Gulshan Grover, So because Gulshan ji has done a fantastic job in this film. So let's hope, who blends it well in the character. Because I haven't been able to also decide who's perfect. So I'm working on that.
Finally, if you can just sum up what is special about I Am Kalam that people should be looking forward to, and if you can share with our viewers.
I Am Kalam is a film where you will come to the theater, laugh, cry, and it will not betray you. You'd love I Am Kalam, and if you don't see I Am Kalam, you would really realize that you have not done anything in your life, especially this week, because you'll do a favor by watching I Am Kalam, because film talks about there are dreams you see which doesn't make you sleep. And if you really want to celebrate those dreams, you must come and see I Am Kalam so that you celebrate your dreams and celebrate your children's dream and future of India.
कलाम बहुत इंटेलिजेंट है।
कलाम कौन?
इसकी भाषा में छोटू को कलाम बोला है।
There is Nila, Madhab, Panda, the director of I Am Kalam, talking about his film. It's a special film, why people should be looking forward to it, why people should be watching it. He has also spoken about the independent cinema movement in India. He is not averse to the star system at all. In fact, one of the films that he really liked, and it had all the trappings of typical Bollywood film, was Om Shanti Om. Satyajit Ray is his favorite filmmaker, obviously. He has loved Iranian cinema as well. He wants to make films which have a certain social relevance as well. At the same time, he is not averse to the commercialization which has happened within India, at the same time within the film industry as well. And you can make out that he's pretty good at marketing as well, that he's just telling you all the good reasons why you should be watching his film, and there is entertainment and there is a message in I Am Kalam that people should be looking forward to. So he's good at marketing as well. He's balancing it with his socialist ideas, with his genuine intentions for the society of the country. So we really wish you all the best for I Am Kalam, and we really hope that it's already done very well internationally. We really hope that it does very well in India as well.
Thank you so much.
It succeeds on the box office, and whenever it comes on television, I'm sure that people will watch it in huge numbers. And all the best wishes.
Thank you.
For
Thank you so
all your
much.
future ventures as well. Looking forward to more stuff from you.
Thank you.
That's all we have from Bollywood Hangama. Keep on watching.
किस्मत को नहीं होती, सब करम होता है। छोटू को एक पहचान चाहिए, क्या आप देंगे?